What's up, guys? Welcome to Jenna X. I'm your host, Jenna, and today with me, I have Charlie Woodring. He is the CEO and founder of NFTempo.io, which is a marketplace focusing on music NFTs, tokenizing royalties, ticketing, and DeFi. Welcome, Charlie. How are you doing today?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. Thank you for asking. Thanks for joining. I am so stoked to talk about music NFTs with you and your platform. And
Absolutely. It's very exciting times this side on the XRPL.
oh my gosh, it is. And later when we get into it, I was actually like peeping through your website and everything. And I cannot wait to share an artist that I found who is only 14 years old, who is making music NFTs. But we will get into that later. Charlie, I want to start with the NFT marketplace because obviously you do a bundle of different things on your platform. And if you haven't yet, you will be, but we're going to start with the NFT marketplace. Can you kind of explain to us what the concept is of music NFTs and how it works? Because keep in mind, there are artists and consumers who might be joining that are not familiar with NFTs.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, what we're sort of creating is a new way to collect music. So the best way to explain what music NFTs truly are is essentially a digital vinyl collection. So think vinyls with fewer scratches. That's how we like to sort of portray what we're building here. So the concept of NFTs is very simple when you remove the technical side of it, which is an immutable asset which has proof of ownership on the blockchain. We believe that music collectibles have needed change for quite a while, and this is the next logical step forward for the asset class.
Okay, so what are the benefits for artists using music NFTs and how does it empower them in terms of control and monetization?
Yeah, and I think it answers a few of the sort of challenges at the same time from the artist's perspective, which is how do you truly connect with your fans and how do you generate revenue when you are in the very early stages? And this is where music NFTs come in perfectly. So it's a completely revolutionary way to connect with the fan base and provide something legitimate value from the collecting standpoint. And from the revenue side as well, it allows artists to seriously generate revenue streams when they might just be starting out. And from the business perspective, it's sort of the valley of death, so to speak. So it's a way of solving a number of problems at the same time.
Okay. So let's say I am an artist, although I am not musically talented at all. If you've ever seen my karaoke, you would know that. But for this purpose, let's say I am. How can I maximize the value and exposure of my music NFTs? Are there any strategies or best practices that you recommend?
Yeah, I think it's in the current stage of the market where we're at, it's almost like running a very small business at the same time. We'd advise that you tell people about your NFTs, make people aware as a musician that that's something available to the fan base as well. And from the fan side as well, keep engaged, get the fans interested because at the end of the day, this is the first time a lot of artists have ever been in Web3, so it's very exciting times.
Absolutely. Now, how does your marketplace handle issues like copyright infringement or intellectual property disputes related to the music NFTs? Because I'm sure that these things happen.
Yeah, this is it, and it's where we have a fully staffed legal team behind the scenes. So whenever copyright disputes come up, it's something we investigate on a sort of case by case basis, and we try and reach resolution. If there is a copyright violation, obviously it's removed from the platform, and the same extends to a number of other bad actions that could take place, and we're quite preemptive. In a past life, I used to be a compliance officer, so it's something I brought with me as well.
Is there like a bot that scans for them? Or are you guys all doing this manually right now?
We adopted the manual approach. Sometimes when you have got songs with samples, you could get a number of false positives. So for now, anyways, we are just sticking with the manual review for everything.
Okay. And so let's say if somebody does, infringe a copyright or something, do they get like a warning or what are the steps that you do take?
Yeah, so we've got a number of ways for resolution to take place. Obviously, if there's someone who's sampled another artist, we contact the copyright holder, and there could be an arrangement between the two, which is like the traditional music industry of revenue sharing. For some cases, which might be a little bit more extreme, we would simply just remove it from the platform and look to prohibit that user from reselling those NFTs again. So quite a proactive approach from this side.
Sure, sure. So what are some of the current trends and developments in the music NFT space that you find particularly exciting or promising?
I think one of the most exciting trends when it comes to the genre of music is almost the lack of trends. We've seen such an array of music. I wouldn't say there's one sort of standout genre, and I think that's what makes it truly fascinating. Because we've sort of reclaimed the origin of music within the internet, which is there is no genre. It's up to the user's taste, and when you remove the barriers from music, it gets pretty cool very quickly.
Awesome. Now, and you just launched this, right? This marketplace.
Yeah, absolutely. So we launched basically about we've been live for around a month now. We sort of soft launched. There was a number of changes we wanted to roll out over a few weeks. So we are sort of exiting the soft launch stage. We have got a number of changes that we're still looking to implement. That's sort of going to be occurring soon. And yeah, we're looking to bring more exciting features to the platform.
So since we're talking about the platform, I'm going to go ahead and actually pull it up here. If you don't mind. Oh, of course. You know what? It's summertime, and I am lucky enough to have a pesky little fly who's hanging out beside me, but I might just give him a name and let him hang out. I do want to show this really cool. This is the artist who I was talking about, Sophia Jelani. Is that how you pronounce her last name?
It is, yes.
Okay. So, guys, I'm on the music.nftempo.io right now, and you've got to hear her voice. I am telling you, I'm feeling Ariana Grande vibes with her. This young lady is literally only 14 years old. This is insane.
And this is the power of NFTs right here. You know, it brings that exposure to literally anyone who wants to take the plunge.
Exactly, exactly. And just for her to be, a pioneer in this space and just to show other young artists what they can do is insane. So this is your homepage. You want to walk us kind of through everything that we're seeing here?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got the landing page here. So one of the first things you'll see is the newest song. We are looking to play around with this and maybe have some interesting things which we'll be announcing soon. But if you want to scroll down a bit more, obviously we've got the recent drop section. That's for obviously the new mints. And down below that, we've got the top artists. So these are the best selling currently on the platform. And we can see Sophie there again. So that's the main section there. And for the feature collections sort of function the same way as a traditional album would. So you can have multiple different songs, in this case, music NFTs, which are a part of a collection by an artist, which is what you see there. And for the explore page, that's sort of our shuffle button, if you will. And that's essentially the marketplace from a very shuffled perspective, basically.
Oh, cool. Now, are you going to have like an app where people can listen to their music NFTs that they've purchased?
Yeah, so we're actually going to be working on that over the sort of the summer period. So we are looking to create apps for obviously all the major devices, which will have a way for users to listen to the songs, obviously that they've purchased and songs that they may want to purchase. So the end goal is to basically create the Apple Music of NFTs, basically.
Wow, that's an awesome goal. I love that. So, and you kind of just answered this a little bit, but what is your vision for the future of music NFTs and their impact on the music industry as a whole?
Yeah, I think music NFTs are quite an interesting one. I don't think they'll necessarily change the sort of the structure of the music industry. What I do think they are is a very exciting sort of conduit of change. They're a way to bridge music as it currently stands with the Web3 environment, which allows for a lot more exciting adoption for blockchain as a crypto ecosystem. And it allows artists to have that secondary option from the very sort of rigid funding structures which currently exist. So I think on its own, in this very closed ecosystem perspective, they don't change too much. But when you sort of take in the very macro perspective, that's when I think they become quite exciting tools.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, if an artist wants to, if they're already signed with a contract, I guess they wouldn't really be able to put out music NFTs, right? This is more for like indie artists, or how does that work?
It can depend on the contracts. There has been a lot of artists with record labels in the past who've actually wanted to explore the NFT realm. I think the closest legal definition which would stand in a contract would be a form of merchandising from the sort of collectibles point of view. So if you're part of a record label, I'd say rule of thumb, obviously check with them first, but I'd assume you would be allowed to, providing there is obviously record label sharings in order. But yeah, I think it's a strong possibility. Many labels would like to explore this a lot further going forward.
Okay. Do you see just staying on the XRPL, or do you think that you will go multi-chain at any point?
Yeah, I think multi-chain is something we'd be more than happy to explore. For now, the reason we've chosen the XRPL is it's technically advantageous for us. It allows us to have extremely low on-chain fees. That benefits us, the marketplace, the user, as well as the artist. So from the financial perspective, it's probably one of the most sensible decisions at the current moment. And looking forward down the line, it's extremely scalable as well. I personally don't believe NFTs should be sold for about five, ten, $100,000, especially for music. I think if you're going to buy an album, especially a vinyl, you're going to be looking to pay what 50, 25, maybe $50. And I think that's the sweet spot, which again is why the XRPL really helps in our vision to bring this idea forward.
Sure, sure. Question from actually one of our viewers. And guys, please don't hesitate to throw in your questions into the feed. That way we can make sure everything gets covered. Would love to hear from you. Hi, what experience do you or your team have in the music industry and the NFTempo token XFT? Is this released? It doesn't appear on CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap.
Yeah, so I'll sort of work backwards with that one. So our token is released. It's out in the wild. We're actually looking to implement this as a payment mechanism for our marketplace within the next soon period. I won't give a date because my devs will probably kill me on that one. In terms of the music industry, I used to be a professional pianist and concert musician before I entered the world of blockchain. And yeah, the entire team's sort of music experiences all over the place, but we all share the level of blockchain experience from the professional side. So we're a team of many disciplines.
Okay. And I am going to hit more on the token later because I do have some more questions about that. But I noticed that there are a lot of different features on the nftempo.io website. And one of them is tokenized royalties. Can you explain what that means and how it works?
Yeah, absolutely. So currently, if you want to buy the commercial rights to songs, it's an incredibly complex, expensive, and difficult process to the extent no one really bothers with it at the current point in time. So our vision is basically to create a space where the user can invest in the song's royalties in the same way you wouldn't want to buy out Apple, you'd buy a share of Apple. We're looking to implement this for the music royalties space. So this will be a section of our business which will be sort of separate to the music marketplace. It'll be its own standalone platform. But yeah, we're looking to create the stock market of music.
Whoa, that's cool. So normal everyday people can own like a piece of history essentially. So this would be like buying stock in, let's say, Pink Floyd, like the band or their album, like their music.
Yeah, I mean that's the interesting point. It can depend on whatever the artist really wants to sort of put up for investment. So it could be an album consisting of a number of songs. It could be the one song itself, or it could be their entire back catalog. So it's again, there's a lot of possibilities for the artist on that concept. Yeah.
That's something that still blows my mind. Like that I'm still trying to wrap my head around, because I know with regular, art, you can tokenize that as well. And that kind of leads me into my next question is, what kind of assets do you feel that people will be able to tokenize in the future?
I think tokenization as a concept is pretty much limitless, to be honest. I think its only current limitations at this stage are just the regulatory structures as well as the technical standpoints. I think the XRPL does solve, I'd say, 99% of the technical side. The regulatory bits, that's obviously where we're seeing a bit of catch up, but we are seeing some nice change, especially in Britain and the European Union for that one.
Cool. Okay, so questions on the NFT ticket marketplace. I see you are working on that. Can you share a little bit about how this is going to work and when you think it would be released?
Yeah, so no fixed timeline for that one. Again,
Okay.
I pushed the developers quite hard this side, so I'll not ruin anyone's days. So I'll give the mandatory CEO answer, which is soon on that one.
Okay.
But yeah, so the ticketing marketplace, we're basically designing like a sort of an eBay model for tickets. The current problems with ticketing right now is obviously scalping, your primary market issues. The secondary markets, they do exist, but they are a bit of a mess, to be honest, and they really jeopardize the user experience for people who want to attend concerts. So we're basically looking to solve pretty much all the problems at once. So for NFTs, again, we have a lot of potential of what we can do with these. So we can basically program away scalping and a lot of the malpractice. And for the secondary side, we can again eliminate the scalping issue and make sure those who are buying tickets genuinely are those who are looking to attend concerts.
And can like normal people like me use this if I want to create or host an event? Hey, I want to use your platform and sell some tickets for it.
Yeah, this is it, and again, this is why our vision, I think, ties very well into the way ticketing is actually moving. We want to create something which is as simple to use for both the ticket seller and the user. It's simple as buying tickets in Web 2, if not simpler. Again, I think a lot of the problems with Web 3 right now is it's built for people like us who've got a sort of intrinsic knowledge of blockchain. Going forward, we need to scale that in a way where people don't realize blockchain's even being used.
I appreciate that you're not normal. Thank you. I don't want to be normal. Um, so we're getting questions, Charlie. Is this going to be offered everywhere, anywhere in the world, or is it just in the UK, EU, or US?
Yep, so we're completely global. The only restrictions we have is obviously countries which are on the sanction list. So, providing you're not in Russia or Iran or North Korea, you should be good.
Okay. Awesome. Good to know. All right. So you briefly mentioned NFT fi, which that's a scary word in the crypto space right now, at least over here in America, because we know that Gary Gensler just wants to rule that with an iron fist and crack down on DeFi completely across the board. So I want to know what your vision is with NFT fi. Is there anything that you can share with us now on it, or is it pretty under wraps?
Yes, there's the things I'm more than happy to share right now is we're basically looking for a way to sort of unlock the value of NFTs. As an asset class, it's something which I've always been quite frustrated with myself, which is if you purchase an NFT for, let's say, $100, there's $100 which isn't going to be circling through the financial ecosystem, so it's sort of just left in a corner and forgotten about. Which, when we're trying to expand the liquidity and use case of the XRPL, it sort of hinders this goal. So what we're looking to do is find a way and implement a way for where artists and collectors of these NFTs can actually unlock that financial value and basically put that money back to work. One of the reasons we're building this in the UK is obviously we've got the Financial Conduct Authority over here, who are quite blockchain friendly, and our current Prime Minister has announced that there's going to be some very nice frameworks around the DeFi side of crypto, which should be released pretty soon. So yeah, we've got a nice sort of confluence of factors for this, and yeah, again, I hate to say it, but it'll be released soon. No fixed date, but yeah, it's we are working on it at the moment.
Okay, great. That's awesome. These are great things to look forward to. I'm super excited about that. I can tell you guys are working very, very hard to, produce. This is a big platform. But I want to jump back to your token. So your token name, if you can give me that again, the use case for it, I would love to break down, and your tokenomics.
Yeah, absolutely. So the token's XFT. We released this at the start of our sort of process of building. So the token is our primary liquidity and utility token for the marketplace. We are actually unlocking this as a sort of payment token within the next couple of weeks. So the way XFT functions within our ecosystem is it's primarily a sort of token for purchasing and obviously reselling NFTs. Down the line, it functions more in the sort of DeFi capacity. We are obviously still a little bit hesitant to announce some of the details on the DeFi side because we are obviously waiting for the EVM sidechain and a lot more of the technical details there. But once we have a lot more and we can fully roll out what we've got built this side, we have DeFi on the XRPL and we've got a token in a very good place to leverage it to its fullest potential.
Yeah, definitely. Where is your preferred place to be able to trade or purchase? Like, which DEX do you like to use? Do you have one?
I'm all over the place when it comes to DEXs. I love pretty much all of them. So Sologenic's a great option. The ZomDex is great as well, and I think there's Gates.io, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, no. So there's all the DEXs that support the XRPL are a very good place to go. And one last thing from this side on the token, we do have monthly airdrops for holders, and yeah, we've got one of the snapshots coming up very soon.
I have a question right here from Brian, and I believe you have answered this. Will a token be inflationary if it will function more as a DeFi tool?
Yeah, good question. So the token is we've actually burnt the issuer wallet, and we actually burnt a number of tokens following the conclusion of the IDO. So we started with 250 million. We are now down to 187 million in circulation. That's obviously now our completely fixed supply. So there's never going to be any more tokens than that. So the token itself is deflationary in nature as well.
Awesome. Hopefully that answered your question out there, guys. And if you have any more, by all means, ask them now. This is your time. You have Charlie in the hot seat right now, and smash that like. It helps with the algorithms, and I appreciate you guys being here supporting us. All right. So we know all about the tokenomics and everything like that. What else do we need to know about your platform, what you're building out that I have not asked you about yet?
Yeah, I think one of the most exciting things I'd say about what we're building is the artists that we've currently got. So we quite regularly post on our Twitter with the artists that are currently going to be minting with us or plan to be minting with us. So I'd say show them some love and check out their work. It's an extremely fascinating space to be in, and it reminds me of the sort of early days of internet music when you had Napster and it was absolute chaos. So we're bringing it back basically. So yeah, if you want to explore some really new genres of music, check out the Twitter handle.
Absolutely. And I was talking to Niall, who is your chief marketing officer, and he was telling me that you guys are going to be doing Twitter spaces pretty regularly as well with the artists.
Yeah, this is it. And again, this is the bizarre aspect of Web3, where we are decentralizing music more than ever. But this is creating a very communal presence actually with artists. So it's a way of decentralizing the industry, but bringing artists and fans much closer together. So yeah, we're going to be hosting these Twitter spaces as regular as we can. And we look forward to having anyone watching this entering these spaces.
Awesome. Absolutely. Community is the most important thing with growing any kind of a project. And, the music community is awesome. I've been tapping into all different projects all over, and I can't wait to actually share this with them as well that, who are over on ETH. They're looking into Cardano, just whatever, because I think the cool thing with artists is they want to be able to put their work all over the place, not just in one. So I'm really excited to be able to share with them the XRPL. And guys, you should be doing this too. If you have friends who are, musicians and everything, show this to them, onboard them. That is what we need in the space. We have a question from 3 Feet Pete. I love that name. How are NFT royalties paid?
Yeah, so there's a number of ways this can sort of be done. So for the sort of resale royalties, which is for the profits of when an NFT is sold, if let's say this is above the market price paid, uh, the royalties can be specified by the artist, and as soon as that item's resold, we have a contract in place which transfers that set percentage back to the artist. So royalties again are just sorted out through the sort of the blockchain side of the marketplace.
Okay, awesome. And hopefully that answers that question for you. Are there any final thoughts? We blew through everything so quickly. You answered all of my questions flawlessly, and I really appreciate your transparency with everything on that. Is there anything else that you have that you want to leave us with?
I'd say as a final note, we're going to be releasing a lot more info around our royalties marketplaces. We've been working quite heavy on the back end side, which is legals and the code side. So we'll be having some announcements quite soon on that one. And as a final thing, we've actually got a few articles ready to go. So again, check out the articles side of our website. And we've got a number of things there already, which include how to mint NFTs, how to set up a wallet. So these are very good ways of getting into the ecosystem and learning a lot more about it.
All right, I am pulling up the website right now just to show you exactly what Charlie is speaking about. The NFTempo. This is NFTempo.io, the homepage. Here you'll see the marketplace. This is the articles. This is where you can go to learn. And everything else that is coming soon, your tokenized royalties, NF tickets, NFTFi. And of course, if you want to dive deep, here's your light paper. Do all that research, homies. It's right there for you. Cool. Thank you so much, Charlie. I appreciate you spending some time today and answering questions. And people are just asking of a dark mode. Do you have a dark mode option on the website?
We do, yes. I love dark mode so much. It was basically the first thing we built.
There you go, guys. There you have it. And to check them out, they are NFTempo_IO on Twitter. NFTempo.io is the website. Thank you so much, Charlie. Appreciate you.
All the best. It's been a pleasure tonight.
Thank you. Bye, guys. Thanks for joining.